Welcome back. You are still watching the Weekend Show. The Nigerian government has implemented various agricultural structures and reforms. It's aimed at looking at boosting the sector's contributions to agriculture in Nigeria, also to help the economy, ensuring food security, and improvising the cultural promotion in Nigeria. As you know, the policy apps, the agricultural transformation, and the agenda has taken a national and agricultural technology for innovation, policy, NAPTICs, trafficking in persons as well. These policies focus on private sector-led growth, value, change and development, market orientation, and climate change. As you know, I'm joined here this morning by Lucy. How are you doing?
Good morning, Aisha. You look really beautiful. I love your dress.
Thank you. You look amazing. Glad to be here with you this morning.
Of course.
All right, joining us to have this conversation this morning, we have
Mr. Jason Baba KWAHYE. He's the APC Zonal Youth Leader in the Northeast. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
And also we have Suleiman Ibrahim. He's the SARKIN Michika of Adamawa State. Hope I got that pronunciation well.
Very correct. Thank
Good
you
to have you back.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
All right, so over the week, we've had a lot of change coming in. You know, we've had events in Lagos State where the Lagos government has even structured what we call agricultural reforms. Just to enlighten us a little bit, what can you tell us about these agricultural reforms and what does it mean for Nigerian farmers?
Thank you very much, Aisha, and good morning, Nigerians. I would like to start by condoling the country over the untimely death of our father, General Muhammadu Buhari. It is my sincere prayer that God Almighty will grant his soul eternal rest and give us and his immediate family the fortitude to bear his irreparable loss. And thank you for bringing us to this show, and thank you for hammering on that question regarding the agricultural revolution that is taking place in Lagos State. Yes, on Wednesday, the Lagos State governor launched an endowment fund for agriculture for 500 billion naira, where we have seen very substantial donations from well-meaning individuals across the length and breadth of the country. And that is not just for Lagos State. It's going to be like a consortium of many states. You mentioned about 5 or 6 states that will also partake in that fund. That is part of the revolution that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu started in July 2023. Just 2 months when he came into office, he declared a state of emergency on agriculture and food security. And that agricultural and food security state of emergency is not just a rhetoric. He has followed it up with action. We have seen mass mechanization. We have seen tractorization. I don't know if you are aware, recently the executive vice chairman of Naseni, my brother, Engineer Khalil, was given the mandate by the federal government to ensure that all tractors and abandoned farm implements owned by the federal government across the length and breadth of this country is fully rehabilitated and is given out. Already we have done the flag off in Borno State, where 4,500 tractors were 4,500 at once were distributed in Borno State alone. And before the end of the farming season this year, we will see many more flags of that. So agricultural revolution under the Asiwaju administration is no doubt taking a great shape. And I'm glad that subnational governments, local government are also keen in. And hopefully before the end of our first mandate, before the renewal of the mandate in 2027, we are going to see massive results across every.
We hope so too.
So the renewed hope agenda that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because when he came, he was like he's going to do reforms in the agricultural segment, and that was what led to the inauguration of NAPTIC, the Nigerian Agricultural Technology and Innovation Policy. So, and reading on that policy, they had a lot on agricultural reforms, having to put technological advancements like hydroponics and all of that. So where are we now at in the technological advancements, and how do we get these advancements to the grassroots?
Thank you. It's on high gear. Actually, there is an interministerial coordination regarding hydroponics and the innovation in agriculture, as you have earlier mentioned. As part of the state of emergency that I've mentioned earlier, there has been a marching order for the Ministers of Science and Technology, Minister of Marine Economy, Minister of Science and Innovation, Minister of Water Resources, Minister of Agriculture, and now Minister of Livestock, to ensure that they work hand in hand. I don't know if you know of NALDA, Nigerian Agricultural Land Development Agency.
We just hope that these agencies now will actually work hand in hand together.
This is Asiwaju.
We need to, because one thing is what she said about how we'll get to the grassroots. This question is for you, sir. How do they intend, or what do you think are some strategies to get this to the grassroots, to the real farmers who are on the farms?
Thank you, Aisha. You see, the situation of Nigerian farmers today in our dear country is very challenging, or is what tear-dropping. I am 52 by the grace of God, and I have been hearing programs, structures, initiatives about agri. I grew up as a prince. The truth about it, if you allow me to say, I will say Nigerian government are not yet ready for poor farmers. Their target is not the masses. It is being agreed that 70% of Nigerians are farmers, okay? And it's only 10% that are mechanized farmers. The remaining ones,
60%.
The remaining 60%, those are those groups that have no access to anything support from the government. Those are groups, they are not, they have no access to good health or quality education. Those are groups that I do say they will enter kingdom of heaven, because I know God is very fearful. Talking about initiatives and programs of government, I am a village head. I can bet you in my community for the past 20 years, no single individuals or group that have benefited from government
For over 20 years.
And that
for
is
over
extremely
20 years.
heartbreaking.
You understand? So, for example, you see, government do have a bank of agric. The target is not that poor masses, that poor farmer. The target are those that have farm with CFO. How many people do have CFO of their houses, talk less of their farm? The which, if you see the program, or how a person can, or an individual or group can even get a loan from agric bank, you yourself, you will understand that the target is not that common man. So it's just funny, it's just heartbreaking. I don't know if maybe this regime, if they will change, if there will be, as the doctor is saying, that there will be there is an intention to have revolution. Up to now, it's not yet on the table, to be kindly, but it's not funny, actually.
Following up on what you said, the role of government in actually making these policies accessible to the grassroots. And like you mentioned, the Bank of Agriculture having to demand CFO for farmers. And most of these grassroots or local farmers that we depend on the food that they produce do not even have the enough education as to how they are going to go about the loans that are available in Bank of Industry or Bank of Agriculture. So if government are actually putting these policies in place and the individuals who are supposed to be beneficiaries do not even have any idea of the opportunities that are there for them. So how do we bridge this gap on getting the policies and getting the farmers to be aware? Because if you're not aware of what is out there for you, you will not be able to assess it.
Thank you very much. You see, there is no intention. If government wants, National Orientation Agency, as far as I'm concerned, is a scam. All these initiatives that you are saying, Ministry of Agri, to me, is also a scam, because it is not present at the grassroots. Okay, we agree that they contribute for about 40% to the GDP, but what attention has been given to them? My dear, yes, I can salute the government today, but by stabilizing price of food, I agree. You understand? But what of that farmer? Today, you have to sell 2 bags of corn in order to acquire 1 bag of fertilizer. Many people have abandoned their farm this year. I'm telling you, with all seriousness, next year, about 40% will not farm because of what they experience today. Because you started farming, you don't know that, okay, you normally sell your produce in order to buy fertilizer, solve your family needs. But in this context, if you solve the pressing this thing, there is no enough grain to buy fertilizer, and without fertilizer or other chemicals, today farming cannot take place.
So, sir, hearing all of this now, and from him also, how do you think Nigeria we can attain food security? Because you're on the side that these reforms will work, it's been rehabilitated by the president, but hearing from the local side of things, the grassroots, how do we really attain food security? And these reforms, truly, are they going to work?
They are working already. I am fully aware of the activities of the Ministry of Agriculture under the able leadership of the former chairman of our party, Senator Abukari, and Senator Sahabi Aliu. These are two competent individuals that have been running the ship of the Ministry of Agriculture for over 2 years now. And I am in the know. I know exactly what they have been doing. In this farming season alone, they have shared more than 22 million tons of fertilizer. But you know, agriculture, you can't take away the activities of racketeers. That I will blame it for. I will blame them, because activities of racketeers may be because they will buy in bulk and be selling to farmers on high.
So is that being paid attention to?
That's one thing that I want to call their attention to. But from the ministry, I can competently tell you that 22 million metric tons were distributed across the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. And to address the issue he raised regarding needing C of O before you can access agricultural funding, that has already been addressed. Once you have a cooperative society of not less than 10 people, you can approach the Bank of Agriculture. And you know the administration has already appointed a new chairman for the Bank of Agriculture, and there is a capitalization ongoing. The federal government is recapitalizing the Bank of Agriculture to the tune of 1.5 trillion naira. Once that has been done, and you have your cooperative society, no matter the part of this country that you are, you can approach them. We have branches of Bank of Agriculture in all the states of the Federation.
And they are accessible.
They are very accessible. It's what is missing. What is missing in the value chain now is agricultural extension workers. People like you and me that can go to the grassroots and tell these people about this initiative. That I think is missing. Even if it's there, it's not adequate. But I want to tell you that those of us that are in Abuja, those of us that lay years with this ministry, we know what they are doing. But we don't have the capacity to spread it across the 774 local governments in the country.
And that, I think, should be something the government should really pay attention to.
Yeah, the extensive workers having to bridge the literacy gap in the grassroots.
The activities are there, but the people are not aware.
Okay. Now, moving on, we have seen challenges in the past few weeks. In July alone, we experienced flooding in Niger State and a lot of insecurity, which have actually dissuaded people from actually going to their farmlands. Because if you are farming and then flood just comes and then displaces you from your home, your farmland, your crops. And also the cases of insecurity in Benue, in Plateau, in other states have actually dissuaded a lot of persons and discouraged people. People are actually even killed in their farmlands. So how do we come in the sense that even in urban areas right now, if you have a piece of land that you can grow maize, you can grow anything around you to bridge the insecurity, the food insecurity gap, because we are actually facing food insecurity right now. So what is the government doing to curb the insecurity, the flooding, people that are actually displaced in these areas?
Let me start with insecurity. Insecurity, you will agree with me, is improving. The state of insecurity in this country is improving. We are both from Adamawa State. Before the coming of this administration, we had local governments that were inaccessible in Adamawa, Borno, and Yobe. You will agree with me that that's almost history now.
For those states?
Yeah, for those states.
Okay.
That for us in the northeast, it has improved. Yes, I agree. Pockets of violence here and there in Borno and Benue and Plateau State.
Yes.
That one is not farmer herders class. It's not farmers herder clash. You know, the governor has come out to say it. The former governor has come out. It's something different.
But it still affects the farmers. That's what's weird. It's still affecting our farmers.
And tackling it will be much more difficult because those guys are more sophisticated. But I trust the competence of the Chief of Defense Staff, the same way that he was able to restore security in my region. I'm sure before the end of this term, of this farming season, he will be able to do the magic. I'm not a security consultant. I don't have the competence to talk on that. But I don't know the magic he used in Northeast, but I trust in his competence. I believe in his capacity to restore it, and I pray it happens.
So we'd love to hear from you. You know, your mood, your faces. I can see you have some things to share.
You know, thank God I'm here with Doctor. He's our future leader in my state. He's one of the promising youth that we are very proud of, and very hardworking personality, as we can see him. Thank God is coming from his mouth. I'm very sure very soon or later, if we are alive, you will have that political will. We will hold you well and maybe remind you this very moment. Actually, you see, the security, talking about security situation, I know, just as he said, we are both from Northeast, we know how it was. And today there is a bit difference. But in other parts of the country, I happen to be the acting secretary of the village heads of northern parts. I know what I'm receiving from Zamfara, what I'm hearing from Zamfara, Dansado, from the village heads there. So there are a lot of challenges, even the Benue we are talking about. So what is disturbing me or disturbing us more is this: there should be no factor or any element that will make someone uncomfortable that government will not take. They are not supposed to take responsibility.
Or even immediate
yes.
action.
Immediate action should take responsibility, because if he is my brother and I offend him, government should do anything to protect him. That is my
It wasn't perfect.
So I cannot, because you are my sister, humiliate you just like that, and there is no law to take care of that. Even if, being it a farmers headers clash, be it a communal clash, government should take full responsibility. Everybody should be punished according to his sin. That's that very angle. After this style of Tinubu policy, I don't know, he have tried by stabilizing the food prices, just as I'm saying. But why is he not looking at that farmer? The fertilizer, the chemicals are crippling, and he is thinking that in future he can get food, he can secure food price? No, because anything that slightly break the system, the program, everything will be ×2. People will be in food crisis. So it happened in China sometimes, some years ago. If to discourage their farm, this thing, Americans will buy the fresh one, polish it, bring it to them at the cheaper rate. Later on, when they cease, China happened to be in crisis, food crisis. So the number one thing is to encourage the farmers. Before now, many of youths that just come to the city looking for better this thing went back to farm because it is economical viable. But with this system now, many of them will come back to city. Exactly. Because there is no hope at the village. If the government will do, okay, the fertilizer he's talking about, they will be targeting party members and so on and so forth.
So would you agree with that?
You understand?
Well, like I've said, there are racketeers. I don't agree with him that they are party members. I'm a party official. I'm a member of the NEC of the party. I've not received a single drop of fertilizer.
Okay, then I'm a village head.
Yeah.
I have a district. I have not seen anything. Where is the reality?
I think even the village heads, you won't rule them out. Some of them, not all of them are like you. You won't be surprised that the racketeers may even be having connection with the village heads. What I will advocate is for us to go back to the system that Kwame Adesina used during the administration of Goodluck Jonathan. We should have wallets where all individual farmers will be identified from their farms, and there will be a direct communication between these farmers and the Ministry of Agriculture.
Because that's
Let's just eliminate
middlemen.
Exactly, my sister. Let's eliminate middlemen. There should be a direct connection between the ministry and the farmers.
I can say we are the custodian of the locals.
Yeah.
But the politicians look at us as if we are their rivals. You know, because there is the Constitution did not give us constitutional responsibility. So the truth about it, what we farm is for the community. Yeah. Because if somebody's farm flood taking care of it, the first place you go to is his ward head, village head, or even ward head first, before coming to village head. If the thing passes our power, we reach to our district head in order to seek for help. So, my dear, the situation, the connection, if they want to reach out to people, there are many things that come from government, as he said, but you first hear it from party executives. You understand? If they come and ask us, we say we are not aware of it. So, and those ones, if they come, you know, it's party things. But you leader here now,
we hope to
don't want to.
Renewed hope.
But I'm happy that we discuss this with you here. In the nearest picture, we will talk about that.
As the youth leader in the Northeast Zone, and he clearly mentioned that a lot of young people, like in the case of China, that they made farming economically viable, that a lot of persons went into farm, especially young people. You know, like in our population in Nigeria, if we have to be state farming or food security, it has to be more of the responsibility of younger people. But in Nigeria, where we don't see farming as a viable venture, why would I leave a job in the city?
Honestly, even I should be able to invest in farming. Something that is valuable, as you said.
So, as the youth leader, so how do you now bring these policies to encourage young people to actually invest in farming themselves on an individual level?
It's ongoing already. You mentioned innovation, hydroponics earlier, agri-tech. These are all schemes that the Asiwaju administration is pushing. The Nigerian Agricultural Land Development Agency, the head of it is my age mate, Engineer Cornelius Adebayo Jr. He's a very young man and he's doing wonderful things in that agency. What he will do, if you are a young man or any potential farmer like you now, approach the agency, show him evidence that you have, they don't do small scale, it has to be from 20 hectares and above. If you have mass land that you need support of the government, they will go, they will do the cultivation for you, put infrastructure, put boreholes, put security walls and everything, and they will give you the motivation with agri inputs for you to do it. That thing is ongoing and people are benefiting. Yeah, I don't know why people don't know about it. He mentioned National Retention Agency. I know our elder brother Larry Issa Onilu is doing a lot of good things in that agency. I will advocate for interagency collaboration. NALDA and the National Retention Agency should have a publicity campaign on AIT and other major television stations so that people will be aware, because the man is doing great things, and young people like me are the owner of the biggest rice milling farm in Kaduna State now. In fact, it's the biggest in Nigeria. He's just 33. He's a very young man. So a lot of young people are doing a lot of things in this country. We just don't bring them
young people with capacity, because if you are talking of 20 hectares, how many farmers do have access to 1 hectare?
They can form a cooperative. You can form a cooperative, come together and
like
approach
how
them.
you've given some solutions to the challenges that you're stating.
You can form a cooperative. If you have 1 hectare now, all of you can come together and it will be 10 hectares.
Doctor,
you can approach them.
But doctor, you will agree with me that in this present situation, I and you know that these things are not on table. And how many years are agriculture, Ministry of Agriculture and other NGOs and the initiatives we are talking about?
Chief,
it's not yet on table.
There's so much to discuss when it comes to agriculture in Nigeria, because it is a very valuable economic structure. So we'll have to have this conversation once again, because we have just started here in Nigeria, this renewed Hope Initiative for Agriculture. I want to thank you all for joining us this morning. And of course, sir, we've heard all your briefs and your challenges, but one thing is for sure is that we are here to get solutions. That is what we are all here to do. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We'll have you soon back on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned. We have more on the weekend show. Coming up next is sports. Thank you for joining me, Lucy.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you so much.